Cowboy Nation, really appreciate everybody for tuning in. I love the cosmetics of everything, right? When we start talking about the way this defense plays, and I mentioned earlier, now it's catching like wildfire. Michael Lombardi and a few other columnists and those who out there reporting are saying the exact same thing that I lamented earlier. Maybe we need to play more complementary football, meaning that the offense need to protect the defense. The defense is still learning, still trying to pick up things. And newsflash, it will be growing pains regardless, right? So they're saying the exact same thing that I'm saying earlier. Maybe, just maybe, the offense can help out the defense. How, Law? Well, this is how you play complementary football. Maybe you run the rock a little bit more, and you understand that your offense do have the power to put up at least 30 points a game, which is good. I kid you not, there's not a team in life that would sit there and say, hey, you're going to put up 30 points? On the defensive side of the ball, they're looking at it like, yeah, we can win this game. So it shouldn't take for the team to average 40 points a game in order for the team to win, right? Right. And of course, I do know that we've been playing from behind in certain situations and we made these comeback type of victories. But maybe, just maybe, we can look back at this thing and say, okay, all right, let's see how we can help elevate this defense. I think that the time on the field for the defense will always see some warts because they still trying to build this plane while it's in the air. And we see these warts, and of course, due to the fact that we got so many injuries and so many uncomfortabilities with these players, that we see these crazy things happening. Now, on the good side of it, the last three opponents that we played, all three of those guys been to the Super Bowl, right? I mean, Jared Goff, whether or not he won or lost, he made it to the Super Bowl, right? Oh, Matt Ryan, he made it to the Super Bowl, right? Oh, Russell Wilson, he made it to the Super Bowl twice. So we played against wise teams, and not just the quarterbacks, but wise teams in general, and they prepared themselves to play. They made it to the biggest of the biggest dance. We can't say the same. It's been over 20 years. Somebody can say, hey, it's 25, Law. Put those 5 more years on that. So it's been 25 years, right? So that's the reality of it. But I will say this, the way that this team can orchestrate things now, we play the Browns, okay? Not sleep on them, but we play the Browns. Then we play the Giants, okay? They still the Giants, right? Then we play the Arizona Cardinals. We can look at the Cardinals and say, man, that's a dynamic team. And then we play the Washington football team. That stretch of games right there could be a situation. Hold on right quick. The flash, right? I wouldn't go on that long. But those stretch of games should not be a situation where we look at the first stretch of games. It's October, new month, new feeling, new vibes, right? So we should be able to count for this thing and figure things out. We should. Regardless of how we look at it, Cowboy Nation, all I can say is this right here. Dak Prescott is balling out. He's number one in all of those categories. These teams that we're playing now, the Browns, yes, they got a furious front four. We know how that thing go. The Giants is a common opponent. The Cardinals, yeah, we can look at that team and say, there's no one to sneeze at, but I think that we can still throw the ball around on them. And on top of that, the Washington football team, that's another common opponent. Although they got a brand new coach and they probably have a new system and philosophy on the way we play, the way they play, what have you. But I think that this team can still pull off a run right now. And I think that we can be looking at this thing differently. Remember what I said. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And remember this, I would rather for this team to get hot towards the latter part of the year opposed to now. And during this time last year, we was going to the Super Bowl. We were 3-0. We was beating our chest, talking about, hey, Cowboys, the mighty Cowboys, and then we faced the Saints. And that was a whole different world of reality, especially I have to say this, we had to beat the officials and we couldn't beat the officials and the Saints won by what, a point or 2 points or something like that, less than a possession. Well, one possession they won it by, something like that. It was, what was that score, 10-12? or 12-13. It could have been something like that. Y'all help me out. Put the score down below. Neither here nor there. We lost. It was last year's water under the bridge. This year, I don't mind us starting off the way we are. The first 4 games or what have you is always a good telltale sign of, hey, this is how this team looked in the first part of the season. Everybody is trying to figure things out. So this 4th game right here, if we go into Texas Stadium, Arlington Stadium, in our backyard and show up and show out, it doesn't mean that we're going to win the Super Bowl. It doesn't mean that we're going to lose the Super Bowl. It doesn't mean that we're going straight to the playoff with no heat action. It just means that this team is finally finding their groove. Now, for the defensive side of the ball, they did protect it 4 guys. And 2 of the guys I'm going to talk about that are really high on, Stephen Parker, they protected him, with the practice squad, 4 guys that you can protect. And of course, Justin Hamilton, Natchez, Mississippi's own. So they're probably looking at those guys to elevate in the following weeks. Or they might elevate them at game day. Who knows? But I'm thinking that Parker will probably be a little bit better than a Darian Thompson. I'm just got to say that, Cowboy Nation. And on top of that, we probably need some more help with meat inside. And Justin Hamilton, he can bring that in on the table. That's a big boy. He plays a 1-tech, but it's always good to really put those things on him. And of course, they put the protection on, I guess, Francis Bernard, and as well as, I want to say Chris Westery. Yeah, so those are the 4 guys that they put that protection clause. Unfortunately, we lost Rondell Carter. I think he's going to Coastland. I think I read a little excerpt on that. He's a good guy. I mean, he's a flat-out good guy, but I think that he plays on the right defensive end, and that room is crowded. It's loaded over there. If he can give us some left defensive end action, maybe, just maybe, but we couldn't get Dorrance Armstrong out of there. So it's one of those things. It's casualty and war, and we're going to lose a good gem. But think about it. We got Randy Gregory coming back this month at the end of this month. And then we got, of course, Alden Smith doing his groove. And Griffin, he's doing a great job right now. It's not a wonderful job, as we all will want like 10 sacks out of the guy within the first 3 weeks. But I think he's doing a great job as it relates to pressure and beyond. And all of those guys play on their right defensive end side. So we still trying to build this plane while it's in the air type of situation. Yeah. And as much as we sully and denigrate, not all of you guys, but most of the people sully and denigrate D-Law, he's leading the team in pressures. I know a lot of people say, well, that Law, we need sacks. Well, that's on the right side of the quarterback. They can see him coming, right? He's playing left defensive end, which will be the right side of the quarterback. He can see the guy literally coming, right? Not making excuses for D-Law, but I think that he's still doing his job as it relates to stopping the run. You're not seeing big runs from the right side, right? From the offense, where he's coming off on the left, So we got to contextualize everything. And I know sacks are what everybody loves to see. But let's give the Laws his love and adulations, especially shutting down the run. I know people are going to say, man, that's a lot of money to shut down the run, fam. He's trash. He sucked. Let's trade him. I hear it all the time. But let's see how this thing can unfold and roll out from here, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content. Let that friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. Let's find this win. It's out there. Don't jump off the bridge, Cowboy Nation. It's no time to jump off the bridge. Dak Prescott is playing out of his mind. Ezekiel Elliott is doing his job, but of course, he's going to have to step it up. We want to see a little bit more from Ezekiel. It may not be this game because the front four is nasty and our offensive line is poo-poo. But if we got to figure out a way to stop their running backs, right, and play keep away. Not saying that that's a core move, but that's a core move, but that's the way we probably have to roll out until this defense can pick up what the defense need to do out there on the field, working with each other, playing in unison with each other, and figuring these things out, Cowboy Nation. Post me your thoughts, post me your concerns. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go get that dub, baby. Let's go. I'm out. Peace.